Hello there, welcome back to some more Disco Elysium. In the last episode, we wanted to take a case of the body that's dead after bashing his head off the top.
Of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Smacked his head off a bench and died.
Precinct 57, how may I assist you?
I need to report a dead body on the Martinez boardwalk.
One moment.
You can hear her shuffling through some
Can you
papers.
please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
An unidentified middle-aged man, height 170 to 175 centimetres, dark hair, medium build, looked like he slipped, fell through a hole in the boardwalk, hit his head against the metal bench.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
No, it seems like it was an accident.
No field autopsy necessary. What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He was wearing boots, trousers, and an old leather jacket with a bright blue lining. I found a library card from his
Any
pockets.
information on the library card?
It's from Central Jamrock Public Library. Belongs to someone named Billy Majon.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're taking the case.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue.
Thank you very much.
That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Connect me to the Jamrock Public Library.
Hold on, officer. I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to the librarian. Connecting the call in 2, 1.
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. How can I help you, officer?
I'm looking for any information that you can provide on Billy Majon, a reader.
Billy Majon, you said. Give me a moment, I'll have to check our database.
He puts down the receiver.
Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Majon's home address, is that alright? No phone number, unfortunately.
That's fine.
They're too poor to have a phone line.
Yes, home address is fine.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinez, I believe. Capeside Apartments, it says. That's all.
By the pier, north of here, those big apartment buildings there.
Do you have any other information on Billy Majon?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day.
Do you know someone who was?
Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Majon? They returned a Tybalt book the other day.
You hear someone answer from afar.
Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's Radio City 87, but we don't have it
Okay,
yet.
so it's the husband who's dead.
Good. You have a name now.
Can Marie describe to me what the husband looked like?
Marie? She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a drink or two the last time she saw him.
What was he wearing?
1 second.
The librarian turns away from the phone again and relays the question.
Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention to that.
Just bring her over and get her on the phone then, you daft old bastard. Sorry. Do you know the husband's name?
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight.
Okay, so Billy Majon is a woman, not a man. How did your colleague know it was her husband?
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband returns some books for her.
That's fine. Thank you, that's all from me. I have no further questions.
Happy we could help. Goodbye, officer.
The librarian hangs up and call gets redirected back to the station with a soft clip.
Anything else you need from me?
You ever heard back from the serial number yet?
Yes. The armor was produced by Fairweather in their facilities in Betancourt, sur la Clé in 42. It was part
Perfect.
of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie, a security firm contracted to protect the interests of Oranese pharmaceutical companies in the Semenine conflict. So, it seems the armor went to Semenine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was issued.
Do you know what it's called now?
The most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP is a military contractor called Crenel, and the one before it was Downwell. I think they might be the same contractor.
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was fitted.
A suit of armour like this would have been customised to fit the wearer. There must be a record of the person to whom it was issued.
Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try to talk them into it, though.
Yes, please do try. It's imperative that we learn whose armour this was.
Sure. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I will have more information for you then.
Beautiful. I'm done with the radio for now.
7th, over and out.
In the cabin,
Cheers, Alice.
you see a set.
Okay. Right, now I can get into the apartments, hopefully. Also got to speak to Joyce, but she's also over here, so that's fine. Veins making Kim look a bit blurry. Just the filter on the camera, I believe. The object in motion. Okay. So a new lead. Dead body in the ball. Go to Benjamin Jones' apartment to deliver the bad news. Apartment buildings in North Martinez, apartment 20. I might be able to go in the back now because I have a reason to go there. If they won't let me in the front. And to speak to Billy Mjon. Hello, Joyce. How you doing? Right.
You're
Found my
back.
badge.
Good. What can I help you with?
Hey, about my missing badge again.
I'm afraid I can't say any more until we've taken care of formal protocol.
Okay. You never guess what I found. My badge.
Did you?
Show you your badge.
Wonderful.
She inspects the piece of blue plastic, the faded green pearls of her eye, scanning left to right.
Quickly, methodically, like an electric printing machine.
It is a relief to see a W freighter here. The situation is precarious, to say the least. It needs a quick solution, or we will have a bloodbath on our hands.
You said contain the situation.
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Oh, good.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
I've already heard about connection between the lynching and strike, and I need your testimony.
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
A momentary lapse of faith.
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
Do you need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating.
I see.
They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
What then?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now?
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
I have to say, this is not disco.
It is very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
She grabs hold of the mainsail.
if you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
Okay.
The Debarders have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's 2nd largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath.
I think the confrontation is inevitable. Joey does, but I can't see having too many things that have to go wrong first.
Too many things have already gone wrong. Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. All we can do is keep that which is not from following suit. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
What can you tell me about Crenell?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients: Saint-Baptiste, Welchman Lorenz, Eendracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Tactical espionage action?
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Okay, anything else you got on them?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources.
She thinks.
If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
She thinks.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, man?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Could you contact the company, tell them to call them off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
Okay.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
You said the deceased assaulted a woman.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
Who did the passing on then?
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe.
What did these teenagers by the canal say?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
Okay.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
Well, I've heard that he assaulted a woman. I didn't know that... Well, I could assume it's connected.
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk. Maybe on narcotics, too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
And who was this woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
This colonel, the one who was hanged, did you know him?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
His name was...
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Tell me about the others first.
One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color? The deceased's?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
There's a pang of regret to her voice.
The lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
That's all right, ma'am. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Where are the remaining two mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Still need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Where are these mercenaries?
This is so embarrassing.
Oh, Jesus.
You have no idea. There's something wrong with your brain. Luckily, the lieutenant still has his.
Ma'am, with all due respect, I've been around Martinez and there's a giant hulk of a man in ill-fitting clothes at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work. His heart really isn't in it.
Not a terribly good actor, that one. Still.
And the other one, the Pole, must be in one of the 4-story buildings overlooking the roundabout. She was reporting back to you while we were canvassing the lorry drivers.
That would afford a good vantage point. Still, I hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
I think I passed, but I wasn't allowed to pass, so I critically failed. Or maybe it was just extremely bad luck. I don't know. But either way, Kim, help me out. How much time do we have?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
There's a brief silence. Seagulls squawk over the bay.
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
That's enough for now.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Now, can you tell me about these tattoos?
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
She reaches over the guard wire and takes the photo, holds it in her hand.
For about half a minute, in silence.
Okay.
It was taken with a Trigat not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Stay quiet. Let's observe her expression.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
She points to one of them on the photo paper.
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like vias on a microcircuit.
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
What is the use of the map?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
What travels did the dead man make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semnes Islands, then this.
He points to his heart. What's that?
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
I see. The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Vredefort? Vredefort has a military academy. The Semnes Islands saw a recent conflict. In Revachol, he was executed.
Maybe it's a record of his military career.
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos.
For all the boys looking for adventure, a blood spatter on the seas.
Who could tell me more?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Surely there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere.
I see.
Challenge accepted. I say we do it.
You're right, not a good idea.
I am relieved you think so. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security.
I don't want to kick them off. That's all for the tattoos. Thank you
Is
for your
there
help.
anything else I can help you with?
Thank you, that's all for now.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint.
Cool.
So cool.
Where's it coming from?
From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit.
Actually, now that I hear superstar and law official and sentence, they sound weird together.
What are you, deaf? They're perfect, like rock star politician and drug addict teacher. Embrace the superstardom you've worked so hard to establish.
I'm not a superstar. You've got the wrong impression. I'm not a superstar, I'm trash.
Yeah, a cool, trash superstar. Big cop down on his luck. Salam Rocky Bahi. Badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera. Lights.
No, fuck you. I'm not a superstar cop. I'm not a superstar anything. Okay.
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the apartment building. It's locked.
Ma'am, we're looking for Billy Majon's apartment. We have important news to deliver.
No reply. You can hear faint sweeping inside. A gust of wind blows through your clothes. The door rattles again.
Stop banging on the door. I'm not letting any more strangers inside.
This is the police. Open the door.
The police? Everyone knows the police don't come.
I'm not joking.
No. I already told you. Go check the backyard door.
Backyard door.
Okay. Right, I mean, I have to get in now, so there might be a way to get in.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The girl stares at the sailboat by the pier.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Just list all your blood type and go from there.
Go where? Accosting a minor?
Listen to your partner, pigman. Keep your grubby hooves off little old ladies.
Despite the attitude, she puts the brush aside.
A brush. An artist. The red splatter is urban expressionism.
You keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at?
The lieutenant is desperately searching for another handkerchief.
Turns her head to face the coast and nods disdainfully toward Joyce performing maintenance on her boat.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago 2 days' travel away from Rivershot. Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to
So
visit
she's the other
Martinez.
girl. You mean Joyce?
On a first-name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the world.
Hold on, what's Sazon?
It's where they grow whores like her. And they're whoremen.
Why all the negativity?
Have you got a crush on her? Aching for an opportunity to defend her honour?
Not particularly. What are you doing to the wall?
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
So you don't know what to write?
Have you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home and Mona was here. We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cads. And my name's not Mona, so...
Why are you so committed to defacing the building?
This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know, summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation.
I have an opinion on this. You want to hear it?
Yeah?
I love public art. Don't mind us. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me. now that I have an official RCM stamp of
I have more
approval.
important things to worry about.
She means the opposite.
Do you know anything about the recent murder?
I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
Do you want to talk about the murder, but maybe you can tell us something about the murder victim's missing armor?
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Isn't armor art? Art for the body?
Ugh, alright. Sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell.
Could that girl have been little Lily? It's not a bad place to start.
I know a little girl in the village, little Lily.
Could have been her. Small kid with giant white armoured hands. If you've seen one of them, you've seen them all.
Catch you later, Cindy.
Watch your back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
I think she's the radio operator. I'm not sure. I never spoke to her before because I didn't know I could speak to her from all the way up there.
There must be another way into the building.
Can I speak to him?
You see
can.
a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
All right, mate.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
He says in a quiet voice. Despite the cold, his shirt hangs unbuttoned on his frame.
It's the voice of someone who has something to hide, my liege.
No trouble for me. I just want to know what's going on here.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
It's the god of cigarettes and youth. Ask him if he's got anything
Hell
to
no.
spare. Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Actually, the gendarmerie really needs to talk to
Is
you.
it really that important?
Yes, you're just in his
Like a
shirt.
nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
By God, this young man has the body of a decathlete. His lithe form was practically made for vaulting over the high bar.
I need to get inside this apartment building. Can you help me?
Help you? No, sorry, gendarme. I have to run.
Can you tell me your name?
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
That's definitely not his real name.
You're not actually called Martin Martinez, are you?
No, of course not. Could you please lower your voice?
It's silent like the bottom of a well, every sound captured and reflected back. Son, do you train?
Occasionally. Why?
Are you on the track team?
No. I just like to look good.
I get it. Nothing wrong with looking good.
He gives you a honeyed smile before shaking off the cigarette ash.
Looks like you've got a good view of the Whirling's backyard. Can you tell me anything about the hanging?
I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken away?
We will remove the body as soon as possible. Now tell us, where were you last Sunday?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
Wait, is someone else investigating the lynching?
Pretty sure I didn't.
No, not you. Some more muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
The lieutenant takes his little blue notebook and writes something down.
Last week? I don't know. Look.
He looks around the courtyard again. Old patio chairs and dead house plants litter the scene.
He's an actor declaiming a soliloquy. See how you hang on his every word?
You didn't answer the question. What were you doing?
Him
last
isn't falling
Sunday?
for that bullshit.
I had a friend over.
Kind of friend.
It was my Sunday friend.
A Sunday friend. How intriguing.
What's your friend's real name? Did he see anything?
He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. In the neighboring windows, you can see faint reflections of his silhouette, all from different angles.
Alright, we'll talk later.
No. We won't.
He takes one last drag of his cigarette before stubbing it out on the balcony.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
Sure.
Good luck with the investigation.
I don't want to try it and fucking annoy him with a 50% shot.
He's gone.
The lieutenant puts away his notebook and turns to you. We should run after him, see where he went.
No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself.
So we just give up?
He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case. There has to be a way of getting inside the building. Let's go check out the door near the pier again. Once we found a way in, we can ask around for his apartment.
Great, let's do that.
Why does art inspire you so much?
No arts for arrogant blowhards. Why am I getting
Is
this?
it? Yet your eye constantly seeks out the most critical side of any aesthetic confrontation. You follow the expressions of imagination and technical skill with curiosity. In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined.
Would I fit into the art world? I mean...
Have you looked in the mirror lately? You have the exact features of a savage art critic, with that beard and those clothes, disheveled and prophetic. Perhaps you should try to critique architecture too.
Yes, I have been feeling critical lately.
Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real, living art here. Become the art cop. Half art critic, half cop.
But don't I have to be 100% cop to get the case finished and all that?
Quit being so indecisive. What are you going for here? Some kind of indecisive and camp aesthetic now? Strike a bold shape here. Go art or go home.
No, I can't risk another copper diversion at this point.
Bravo.
Go away.
Continue, then, the mediocre and vulgar epigones of the world. So what if everything is incomprehensibly shit and you can see it? Take no responsibility.
Sounds good to me.
This was a good call. That guy probably thinks forensics is autism too.
No, I didn't say that. The game said that. Okay. As a man with the tismo, it doesn't bother me. It probably bothers some people, though. Okay.
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the apartment building. It's locked. This could be a way into the apartment building the smoking man vanished into.
Hey, you there? Check the backyard, but couldn't get in that way.
Good. We had enough problems with bums and drunks and thieves loitering in the hallway. You have no business here.
Convince her you're a real policeman.
You're well versed in the kind of threatening legalese that implies criminal liability, but in fact has no meaning whatsoever.
Your non-compliance is hindering a police matter, may be forced to refer you to a potential prosecution.
Am I right? And don't you mom me, boy.
Miss, would it help if we offer to show you our badges?
Ah, it's like a carrot to the stick, sort of.
Hold your horses.
You hear the click of a night latch before the lady on the other side gets caught in a coughing spasm.
I don't care about your stinking badge. Just come in.
She manages to say with a wheeze. Old Kim Kitsuragi does it again. Do. Alright there, love. For note reads foreclosed by Martinez Reality Associates. Or Realty, I think. The sea below looks cold and winter grey. Someone has torn down the wall. An old grocery list on the table and checks.
What happened here?
You can't foreclose on an apartment with a hole in the wall.
It will still be accessible through the apartment next to it. That one didn't have a door. Sadly, nothing of great value remains here.
Except the stuff in the fridge.
Indeed.
Nosafed. Lovely. Graffito says the firing squad for the witch. Beautiful.
Give me a moment.
An elderly woman is leaning on a broom, her knuckles white as bone. She seems to be difficult breathing.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
She sneezes into a dirty handkerchief.
This woman's health is failing her. There's not much to do. Not in this damp.
But some of the policemen asked you to open the door. You sure you don't want to see my badge?
I already told you I don't care about any badges.
Are you alright? Should I call the doctor?
I'm fine. Fine. Don't you worry about me.
She starts coughing, red spots appearing on her cheeks.
Now, what do you want from me, policeman?
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
I'm looking for Billy Majon. Do you know where she lives?
It's about Victor, isn't it? It's always about Victor with her. You'll find the Majons in apartment 20 upstairs. It's one of those doors on the balcony.
I'm looking for a young male in his mid-20s, dark hair, skinny build, smoke on the balcony.
Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
She looks at the other end of the hallway.
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for?
No trouble, I just want to talk to him. Do you know where he lives?
Talk?
The cleaning lady starts laughing, but it turns to a violent coughing spasm. She squeezes her broom, trying to catch her breath.
What was so funny about that?
He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
Who are you?
I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways.
Do you live here?
If you can call it living. I have a
She spits
little
on the
room
floor.
upstairs right next to the coal room.
Before wiping it off with a broom.
It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world.
She hasn't spoken to anyone for a while. Even her sentences feel rusty.
I have a few questions about these apartments.
Ask away, policeman.
Do you know who lived in the foreclosed apartment?
The hell am I supposed to know? Another nut job, I assume.
Why is there a hole in the wall in the abandoned apartment?
Some lunatic lost his mind. All kinds of morons pass through these halls.
Everything makes me think it's me. What can you tell me about Cindy?
The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still,
She leans on her broom.
she leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for others.
That's all,
She
thanks.
mumbles some kind of a response, then hacks something into her handkerchief.
Thanks, I'm off. Goodbye. Apartment 8, their mailbox is overflowing. Some stairs. That's the stairs out of the building. Okay. Apartment 9, door number 9 is locked. Take the postcard, thank you. Take 6 real. Jesus. Some boots. 9 cents in them. Hello.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. A poor communard from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
This time the steps can close. Who is this? Demands a female voice, very intense. This is the police.
Do
Open
I
up.
have to open the door?
You hear the clacking of heels again as the other side walks right up to the door. Her tone is now getting a defensive edge.
Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
Good.
Later then, entering this door seems a physical challenge. It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any reason.
I was just doing the preliminary rounds, just asking questions. Someone has drawn a 5-pointed star on the wall.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number
Let's
11.
examine the padlock.
It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it. Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise.
Knock,
No
knock.
reply. No reply.
Okay, so I can break that, but I need a reason to break in. Breaking into someone's apartment is not a good idea.
That isn't just a 5-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers. The iconography of communism. In other words,
Let's inspect the symbol closer.
the star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mezov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure.
Why is the star upside down?
To symbolize the toppling of the old order.
course.
Also, some social democrats were already using it.
Why white?
Because white is the color of peace.
Sounds a bit racist. Fair enough. What does it invoke in me?
You see noble aims, but also mountains upon mountains of corpses. They should have taken a more measured approach. Also, you're really smart.
Thank you.
The price of idealism, unrestrained by humanism. Never again.
I am very intelligent, it's true. The box is filled with cleaning chemicals, smells of laundry detergent. Oh, some shades. The eviction notices and missing pets plastered on top of each other. An old shoe rack, boots, sneakers, and old slippers. Apartment 12, a loud rumbling snore comes from within. Oh, just a bathroom. The shower curtains are covered in some sort of slime. Beautiful. I love a bit of slime. Right, so I should be able to leave through here and then get back in through here now. Yeah, basically the game wanted to make sure that I was supposed to be here, I think. So I just had to speak to that. Oh, I could have done that ages ago, probably. I didn't know I could speak to the people on the balconies from down there. So, speaking of balconies, there's a bunch of balconies I can go on. 28 for the man, 20 for the woman whose husband has sadly bashed his skull in and died in a puddle of his own blood and vomit. As you do. The breaker box is full of cigarette butts and electric wires. Still got my plastic bag in hand though, of course. Always carry always carry that. Someone's growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus. The door to apartment 29. Complete silence. Whoever lives here isn't home. Apartment 30. Voice from within singing along to some buoyant dance track. Hello, sir.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
Knock, bitch.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
He looks around taking the cold
We
spring
should
air.
return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
What do you mean?
The smoker on the balcony. This is why we're here, right? He might know something about the murder. So tomorrow 9 p.m.?
Don't worry. It's mostly all still here. You can remember things. You got this.
Sounds good. Tomorrow, 9 p.m.
Tomorrow, 9 p.m., right here. Apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry. You'll get him. Remember, tomorrow. He's probably gone for today.
Okay, that's why. So I've kind of spooked him. So he's not going to be around today because I've sort of made him think, oh god, the police, the Rozzers are onto me. So I'm not touching the drink. I've got 4 skill points to use. So tomorrow at 9 p.m. So in my tasks, visit after 9 p.m. He said probably gone today. I mean, I can try. Why not try it? But I don't think it'll work. Let's go through here. If
A
we can.
weathered brown door. The
This is number
reads
20.
20. The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead and knock.
Knock, knock.
Hello? Who is it?
A voice calls out from the other side of the door. Is this Billy Majon's home? This is the police. Please open the door.
Police? A moment, please give us a moment.
You hear shuffling inside.
Come in, the door is open.
Cool. I'm just going to be frank and honest with her. But unless this opens a cut, so yeah, we'll be frank and honest with her tomorrow. So thanks for watching, everyone. See you guys next time. Goodbye.